I like Halloween.
Mega sexy robot party, everybody's disco dancing. Mega sexy robot party, everybody's disco dancing.
We're talking about costumes because it's Halloween time, and I think I have a little bit of an unfair advantage in this respect because my mom taught me how to sew when I was about 8 years old, and we've been making my costumes ever since then. My junior high school always had a Halloween dance, and I found out that they had a costume contest every year, and I don't even remember what the prize for the costume contest was, but I knew I wanted to win. I didn't really have a whole lot going for me back then. In 6th grade, I went as an ice cream soda. In 7th grade, I went as a salad. In 8th grade, I went as a martini. And I had quite a bit of internal debate as to whether or not it was appropriate for an 8th grader to go as an alcoholic beverage. Freshman year of high school, I wanted to keep my inanimate object thing going. So I went as a phone book, and it snowed. My costume was largely made out of paper because it was a phone book. My costume kind of started disintegrating on me. I do have a background in costume design, and I've been making costumes for a long time. I studied costume design in college, so I've made and worn a lot of costumes for a lot of different purposes. Not necessarily all for Halloween. I made a dress out of playing cards as a tribute to Lizzie Gardner that I wore to an awards ceremony for my theater department in college where I was arrested for underage dancing. I made a dress once out of paper clips and ribbon. I forgot to build into the dress a convenient way to get in and out of it. And of course I was a swing dancer for a million years, so I have just this whole closet here. All of this is vintage dresses. Probably my favorite geeky Halloween costume story. I believe it was my senior year of high school, and I wanted to go as Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. A friend of mine had the figurines. I borrowed his figurine of Sally, took it to the fabric store. I'll get the 4 basic colors of fabric and I'll get some paint, and I draped it on myself. So I pieced this whole thing together, and then I went back with yarn and went over the seams so that it would look like it had been stitched together with hand. And then I painted the pieces that had patterns on them. The only place where I kind of sort of cheated was the hemlines. I ironed interfacing to the underside so then I could just cut it and I didn't have to worry about seam allowances and stuff like that with a jagged hem. I wore that to school. I woke up ridiculously early. I got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning or something so I could smear my body in white makeup and then draw on the blue stitch lines, braid my hair red so that it would look not only redder but a little bit more matted so it looked almost more like clay. I learned her songs so that if I needed to be in character, and I was so proud of this costume. I got to school and nobody knew who I was. See, people had never seen The Nightmare Before Christmas. And we're not talking I went as Sally the year that that movie came out. We're talking I went as Sally several years later. And I was so annoyed the whole day. Like, I was so proud of this costume and nobody recognized me. Till the very end of the day. I was at one end of cafeteria hall, and there was this woman at the other end of cafeteria hall. She was dressed as Winnie the Pooh. She sees me at the opposite end of the hall and screams, "You're Sally!" And I scream back, "I love you!" And that was pretty much the extent of that interaction. I have no idea what it is we're talking about next week, but I hope that you will come back and find out. In the meantime, I hope you all have a very safe and happy Halloween. Subscribe to us, link to us, check us out, Facebook, Twitter, all that fun stuff that you already know because everybody already taught you that. Come back and see more videos next week. Bye. Motorcycle.